Americans figure out that the Republican Party has a new governing model. And no, it's not Hitler. And we can just kind of set that aside. And no, it's not Putin or Russia. It is, you know, they're not probably going to try to, you know, whatever. It is Viktor Orban. It is Hungary. Are Americans going to figure this out? Or are they going to try to do basically like Orban did and just take over the country? Over on Alternet, Alex Henderson is writing about Christopher Goldsmith. Goldsmith is the CEO of the intelligence firm Bavarius, and he was on Nicole Walsh's show, in fact, last week. He said, every failed coup is just practice. What's, I think, most disturbing to people now is that it's become out in the public. He said, and then he goes on to talk about some of these various militia groups. He says, for example, the Oath Keepers are an organization that's primarily, and you know, we've had Richard Mack on this program probably a dozen times over the years, one of the founders of the Oath Keepers. He says the Oath Keepers are an organization that's primarily vying for not just military service members, veterans, but also police. And actually, I think Richard Mack is the Constitutional Sheriff's Association, now that I think of it. Oh, he's both? Okay, thank you, Sean. These are people who have a warped sense of patriotism, Christopher Goldsmith writes, who believe that fighting against the government, against their fellow Americans, is somehow patriotic. Now we find this incredible poll. Now there was, you know, some polling last month that found that 66% of Republicans want to secede from the Union. But that's in the South, in the southern states. But this is a new nationwide poll from the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia. And what they found is that more than half of Trump voters surveyed and 41% of Biden voters are in favor of separating red states and blue states. This is incredible. 6 in 10 Trump and Biden voters. I think the key to this whole thing, and I probably should write an op-ed about this, I think the key to this whole thing is this one stat. 6 out of 10 Trump and Biden voters see America as less a representative democracy and more a system that is run by and rigged for the benefits of the wealthy. Americans have figured out the grift. 6 out of 10 have figured out the grift. Meanwhile, conservatives are preparing for civil war, which is pretty amazing stuff.